Now this looks like a tank. Welcome to the GWM Tank 500 and the all-new GWM P500. In this video, we're going to take them on an adventure. We're going to drive to the American Grand Canyon. Who will argue? Who? I'm just joking, but these two do look American. In this video, I'm going to play with mud. And then I'm going to ask a very important question.
What's this, bro?
Apparently it's an oyster. Anyway, we have a lot of things to talk about, so without wasting any of your time, allow us to get started. But first things first, hey Hippo, what's happening? Those are actually cows, but I couldn't find any hippos during the launch. Speaking of the launch, for the launch of these new vehicles, we flew to George. And upon our arrival, we found an army of tanks waiting for us. But as I've mentioned in the intro, GWM decided to launch both the tank and the Bakkie P500 on the same day. So in this video, we're going to look at both of them, starting with the tank. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Bah! You drive it.
In a row.
After winning another game of rock, paper, scissors, I decided Greg should be the first to drive. And while he's driving, let me tell you about the Tank 500. Now, as we got on the road, we met a van carrying a fridge. This has absolutely nothing to do with the review, but while we're driving, that van lost its bubble wrap. And that bubble wrap ended up on our grill. Why am I bringing this up? Well, I wanted to tell you that GWM calls this grill the Champion Grill. It's very shiny. People will see you coming from a mile away. Oh, they're so sweet. They took the wrap for us. Check them out. Winhays. If I'm saying that right. Or is it Winehouse? I don't know. After a while, I took over the wheel and had the opportunity to drive. You see, this Tank 500 shares the exact same engine that you'll find in the Tank 300. It's a 2-liter turbocharged petrol engine paired with a 338-volt battery pack. Yes, this is a hybrid. The engine and the battery combined produce 255 kilowatts and 648 newton meters of torque. They say it will do 0 to 100 in 8.3 seconds. Speaking of 8.3 seconds, the Tank 500 actually has launch control. Now, coming back to the power output, they say it's 255 kilowatts, but to be honest with you, it doesn't feel like 255 kilowatts. You'll put your foot down and wonder, okay, is this really 255 kilowatts? So if you're buying this for that power output, you might be disappointed. But where the GWM Tank 500 really shines is with the suspension. It is extremely comfortable. Whether you're driving around town, on the highway, on gravel, it is very compliant. And speaking of town, while you're driving around traffic, the 9-speed automatic does tend to get a bit jerky and a bit confused. It's much better though when you're driving it on the highway. But let's leave all the talk about highways for now. You see, both of these vehicles are actually proper off-roaders. The Tank 500 is a 4x4. You can switch it from 4 high, 4 low. You can put it on different driving modes and comes with a lot of off-roading features to make life a bit easy. What you're currently looking at now is called Tank Turn. It locks the inside wheel to reduce your turning radius. And speaking of wheels, despite sitting on 20-inch alloys, you can still have a lot of fun in the Tank 500. Immersive feelings. Things we do for content, guys. Oh well. Ah yes, the tank is bringing out the child in me. When last did I play with mud? This actually feels like a good time to talk about its interior. First things first, you get a proper panoramic sunroof. Those seats are heated, ventilated, and both those seats are capable of giving you a massage. You also get wireless charging, USB Type A and Type C in front, and a 14.6-inch touchscreen, which comes standard with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. At night, you'll be able to notice the ambient lighting, but I'm not too sure about those stars on the dash. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder why you're in this car. In the rear, these are your seats. They are only ventilated and not heated. Not sure why they did that, but you have your own rear air vents, one USB Type A and Type C port. This here is your legroom, and for those of you who will be sitting in the back seat, you'll be happy to know that it comes with a privacy curtain. But that's not all. The tank is actually a 7-seater. That's your legroom, best suited for kids, and this is what it looks like with all the seats flat with a fire extinguisher. Now, to raise your seats, you can always press that button, but the only catch is you need to press and hold it. So while the chair is coming up, allow me to say Kruger National Park for no reason. Yo guys, now that I've been to Kruger, I'm trying to think, what else can I do? Anyway, now that the seat is up, I'd like to question the questionable decision of putting that fire extinguisher in the center. It's really just there eating what little boot space you have left. Now let's head back to Swartberg Pass so I can say, if you still haven't liked this video, please like. If you still haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Support local YouTube guys, it's the right thing to do. We're still on the road to 120,000 subs, so please share this video on your WhatsApp status. Let them know there's a Mr. How Much on YouTube. Now let's talk pricing. The GWM Tank 500 comes in at 1,222,900 Rand. Usually I would go on, but here I have to stop. One of the things that have made GWM and other Chinese brands so successful is that they've always come in cheaper. This one, even though it's premium, even though it's a capable off-roader, it's coming in very hot and very close to the Land Cruiser Prado, the Ford Everest Platinum, just to name a few. But in its defense, it does come with a lot more features than either one of those vehicles, so it will be interesting to see how the market responds. In fact, I think the Tank 500 would have been even more popular if it was available with a diesel engine, but hopefully they consider that in the future. Now let's get back to our cost of ownership. On finance, you'll pay 23,908 Rand over 6 years at 12% interest, and a full tank of petrol will cost you 1,667 Rand. Using Hippo, I was able to compare 11 different insurance codes, and I got a premium of around 2,900 Rand, which brought my total cost of ownership to 28,475 Rand. And as always, if you'd like to get an insurance code for your own car, be sure to check out Hippo. I'll leave a link in the description. But we are not done yet. As the Tank 500 drives off, let's take a quick look at the one you're seeing now, the P500 Bakkie. Now, one of the reasons why I didn't make two separate videos is because the Tank 500 and the P500 are very similar. The main difference being one is a Bakkie and the other is an SUV. They both share the same 2-liter turbo petrol hybrid engine, which produces the same 255 kilowatts and 648 Newton meters of torque. Even when you step into the interior, there are a lot of similarities. The seats here also give you a massage. They're both heated and ventilated, and you have a proper panoramic sunroof. Well done, GWM, well done. Infotainment screen is the same, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, but fortunately the design of the ambient lighting here is a little bit different. Instead of stars, you get what looks like the front of the P500. As you are currently seeing, you also get a 360-degree view camera, and just like the SUV, it comes with adaptive cruise control, intelligent cruise assist, traffic jam assist, rear traffic alert, lane departure warning, emergency lane keeping, and the list goes on. In terms of how it drives, everything I said about the Tank 500 applies to this vehicle as well, with the only difference being the suspension. On this one, it's been set up to be slightly firmer because this is a Bakkie. Its claimed fuel consumption is 9.8 liters to the 100, but during the time we're driving it, we're averaging between 12 and 13 liters to the 100, and we got similar figures in the Tank 500. Back to the P500, this being a premium Bakkie, I can tell you they went the extra mile, especially in the back seat. Those seats in the back are electrically adjustable. A lot of thought was put into these back seats. You have a proper center armrest with 2 slots for your cups, and the seats you're sitting on are both heated and ventilated. For some reason, this whole Bakkie only uses USB Type A. There is no Type C at all, which is a bit odd because most phones are using Type C now, but they decided to throw in wireless charging in the back seats. Interesting stuff, interesting stuff. Not only that, much like the Nissan Navara, you also get a rear power window. But let's move on to something that will make this Bakkie very unique. Alright guys, here's your Bakkie, as Greg showed me. Proper stuff. So you can open it like that, or and then it opens here, and then you have access to your Bakkie. Proper stuff. And it also has a sunroof. Well done, GWM. Well done. Oh, done. Just by looking at the P500, you can tell it's a big bakkie, which is why I don't understand why they gave it such small tires. These tires make it look awkward. This is not it. You are not him. I think it would look really mean and a whole lot better with some all-terrain tires, but despite that, even with these tires, it still drove really well off-road. With that said, if you're interested in buying a P500, there are 3 models for you to choose from: the luxury, the super luxury, and the ultra luxury. The first 2 come with a 2.4 liter turbo diesel engine and it produces 135 kilowatts. But for the launch, we only had this top spec ultra luxury, which comes in at just under 1 million rand. Now I'm going to say what everyone is thinking. At that price, it means you're not looking at the Nissan Navara, the Isuzu D-Max V-Cross, the Ford Ranger Wildtrak, and the Toyota Hilux GR Sport. Yeah, I don't know. Everything was going well until that price. We'll see how the market responds, but I feel like the pricing is just wrong here. I think they should have come in a bit cheaper. Even though it's 100 rand away from a million rand, it's still a million rand bakkie. On finance, that's how much it will cost you. Your full tank is on your screen, and using Hippo, my best quote was around 2,700 rand, which brought my total cost of ownership to 24,105 rand. Both the tank and the P500 have a 5-year 75,000 kilometer service plan and a 7-year 200,000 kilometer warranty. Because they are hybrids, the hybrid battery gets a 8-year 150,000 kilometer warranty as well. And to answer a question someone is thinking, the P500 Bakkie is not replacing the P series. Both models will exist together. And on that note, we've come to the end of our review. Please let me know what you think of these vehicles in the comments below. Let me know what you think of their pricing. Are you buying a Tank 500 for 1.2 million? Are you buying the P500 for just under 1 million? Let me know in the comments below. But from me to you, thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, take care. Oh, before I go, that's the key of the P500. It's shaped like the logo of the P500 and so is the hooter. The tank has the tank key, and I think that's about everything. Thanks for watching.